creator and ruler of the universe. Yeah, 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 yeah. So who shall I be if not by the Most High, who keeps on blessing I and I, like a tree by the riverside. Each and every day I'm green. His mercies, never ever changing. And up until this day. Okay, so this is my first podcast. My name is Frankie Cujo, professionally known as Frankie Cujo O'Connor. Francesca is my first name. I am the principal psychotherapist, the main one working at You Improve Integrative Counseling and Guidance Center. It's a project that I started to help people improve themselves based on what I have done for myself throughout my lifetime, I guess. Because when we talk about experiences, we'll be talking about lifetime. I will start a lot of my podcasts, if not all, with music, because music is something that has helped me a lot. And it's one of my grounding techniques. Also, it will not be religious music always. It will be just music that is special to me. I also love to hear what other people are listening to throughout the world. So if you have anything you want to share, go ahead and send me what it is that you listen to that you love. Okay, so that's one of my favorite songs that I listen to by one of my favorite artists. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. It's called Praises by Stormboy. He is from Ghana, West Africa, which is where I'm from. My first podcast is going to be about a series that I am starting called Improviverse. Well, in Improviverse, we're working on sharing some of the things that we use in the practice with people. These are strategies that you can use if you don't have, a lot of money, but it's just daily things that you can do to help you rise up to the next level, to become a better version of yourself. The first thing that I'm going to start with is using the Serenity prayer as a strategy to begin to learn how to change the way that you look at things, and also to help you to regulate your emotions, especially the people who get anxious, worrying about things that they think are going to happen or may happen, and also people who get angry a lot about things or irritable about things. So if you don't know what the Serenity Prayer is, there is a long form of the prayer that you can just look online and find, Google it and find it. I use the first 3 verses when I'm either coaching someone or doing therapy, and the person wants to learn how to self-regulate. Well, in Improviverse, it's called Living a Serene Life. And the way that you do that, I use the first 3 verses to help people. And I have it written out in a way that is a strategy you can use. Well, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. Well, that is where I stop. That's where the strategy stops for me. There's more. If you are a Christian and want to know more about the Serenity Prayer, you look it up. You can go and use the rest of it. But for everybody else, you don't have to believe in God to use this. I do. That's why I say the whole prayer. I don't take God out. But you don't have to add God when you're using this. So God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Using it as a strategy to learn how to live a serene life, you would ask yourself, what are things that I cannot change? Well, you cannot change other people. Even though we think we can, really, we cannot. It is hard for us to accept that and then accept people as they are. If you think about it, you can't change someone's thoughts or the way that they think. You can't change what they think, how they think. They will not think how you want them to think. They will not think how you think they should think, or how they're supposed to think based on age, religion, culture. Nothing you can do about that. You can't change their emotions. You can't change how they feel, what they feel. You can't change how they feel about you. You can't change what they feel about you or anything else. You cannot change what they say or how they say things, even though we think that they should say things a certain way, or how they're supposed to say things, or what they say. And then there are actions. You can't change what they do. You can't change how they do things. You can influence, you can teach. At the end of the day, it's up to that person. Right? That person is going to do things their way. They're going to say things their way. If you want to text things to someone before they say it, you will be sitting there texting your life away. It's easier to just accept that people will say things their way based on them, right? How people are based on how they were raised and experiences that they've gone through throughout their lifetime. Okay? So if someone does something to you that you don't like, you don't want to hear it, be around it, or even like it, well, the only thing you can do is tell that person you don't like it. If you don't want to hear it, you can move away from that person. But you can't stop that person from doing, saying, feeling, or thinking any way that they do. It is hard for us to accept that we are powerless to control any of these when it comes to other people. Then there are some situations that we cannot control. We don't have the power to control those. Now, depending on what is going on in the moment in your life, that is something that you may have to accept. Then there's the past. You cannot change the past. We can't change the past. No matter how we feel about the past has already happened. There is nothing that we can do about the past. It's hard for us to accept that the past has happened because we look back and we're angry or we're regretful of things that have happened, things we have done, things that has been done to us, and learn to forgive in the present and move towards the future. The other thing that we have to accept that we cannot change is the future. I know if someone was sitting here with me right now, they would say, no, 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 you can change the future. I'm telling you, if you think that you can change the future, what you do in the present to change the future means that you have been to the future and you know what is going to happen, and you're back to the present to change something so that that outcome in the future doesn't happen. I hope you get what I'm saying. If not, rewind and say and hear it again. The only way you will be able to change the future is if you are coming from the future to the present. And none of us, as far as I know, have been to the future and have come to the present to change what is going to happen in the future. Until then, is it a possibility? Could it happen? Absolutely. But unless you know for a fact that this thing is going to happen, that you're thinking is going to happen, remind yourself that you cannot change whatever you think is going to happen. You can only plan for it. What could happen. Okay? The next verse of the Serenity Prayer, courage to change the things I can, is where improving verse is. Using the Serenity Prayer, the first 3 verses for living a serene life, this is where you have control. You can change what you do. You only have the power to, and I'm putting this in quotes here, change yourself. You only have the power to quote unquote change yourself. You can change how you're thinking, how you're looking at things, what you think about things. You can change how you say things, what you say. You can change how you feel and what you feel. And you can change what you do and how you do it. If other people's behaviors are bothering you or having an effect on you, this is where I say think of it as an opportunity to begin to change how other people's behaviors bother you. It takes practice and it takes a lot of courage. I have helped plenty of people use this strategy to change how other people's behavior affect them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Only you have the power to change that, nobody else. Because of fear, we need the courage to be able to do that. You can practice new ways of thinking. You can practice new ways of speaking. You can practice new ways of learning about your emotions. You can practice new ways of doing things. This is what Improviverse is all about. As you go through your daily life, try to remember this and ask yourself, can I control this? If someone else has to do something before you get relief, or before you can do something else about how you feel, what you think, what you say, and what you do, you have no control over it. If what they're doing bothers you, well, you can tell them it bothers you. If you expect them to fix it, well, that's another podcast we will talk about. Right now, in Improviverse, the first podcast is about learning to live a serene life, which means things that gets you angry, things that people do that gets you sad or triggers you, or makes you angry or gets you anxious, things in the future, things in the past, all that. Begin to look at what you can and cannot control. The first part, if you cannot control it, accept it. It is what it is. We say it a lot. It is what it is. Throw your hands up and then go to the next verse. Change the things I can. If you have to do the work, do the work. Okay? You are the only one that can change your behaviors, what you do, how you feel, what you say, and what you think. Only you can do that. So, begin to practice learning to use the first and the second part of the Serenity Prayer as a strategy when things come up in your life going forward. This is the first step to the third part. Knowing the difference is wisdom. So practice and become wiser to living a serene life. Until next time, this is Frankie Cujo signing off for my first podcast. Be on the lookout for more and share this with as many people as possible so more people can learn to live a serene life by letting go of the things that they cannot change and accepting that they cannot change those, and doing the work on things that they can change, which is things that they can do. So be on the lookout for more. You can go to @YouImprove on Instagram and Facebook, and look out for TikToks on this. Until next time, I'm signing off now.